President Barack Obama returned to Washington from his Asia trip on a gloomy and wet Thursday afternoon. The White House now says Obama won't make his decision on a new strategy for Afghanistan and how many thousands of new troops will be sent to implement it until sometime after the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday on November 26th. Obama calls his protracted policymaking process careful deliberation. His harshest critics call it feckless dithering. More pressure on the president came in the form of a long editorial in the New York Times, one of the country's most influential newspapers. It said Obama seems indecisive. It has been more than 8 months since Mr. Obama first announced his strategy for Afghanistan and Pakistan, and it has been more than a month since his top general in Afghanistan asked for 40,000 more troops, the editorial says. Mr. Obama needs to say whether he still considers fighting the Taliban in Afghanistan to be central to American security and why. Washington has grown increasingly dubious of Afghan President Hamid Karzai's promises to reform his corruption-ridden government. So the response to his inauguration speech, with its pledge, again, to clean up corruption, was somewhat less than overwhelmingly enthusiastic.
We saw that speech as something hopeful in terms of setting out a new way forward.
Defense Secretary Robert Gates sees reform coming slowly. He called corruption a major impediment to U.S. efforts against the Taliban.
Improvements in governance in Afghanistan will be evolutionary. We are not going to go from a situation where we have a fair amount of dissatisfaction now to believing that these problems have been solved in 2 weeks or a month or on the basis of a single speech.
Obama is expected to hold at least one more meeting with national security officials on Afghanistan before making up his mind. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Washington.